NiP going to be over on the blue side, and it looks like Helsinki Reds on the red. And to go on for you guys who might not be familiar with these players, for the Helsinki Reds, we got BBR playing Lucio, Exceed on Pharah. We've got Ruape over on Reinhardt, Epix on Anna, Prettywise on Zarya, and Woomera on Tracer.
All right, well, we do have the first kills of this first fight getting underway. Zappos finally able to get the better of Exceed and gets Ana right at the same time. So 2 kills from Zappos, and he's going to be the main driving force. Ends up with 4 before it's all said and done. It was a really long back and forth of poking here, though. Both teams really taking their time, and finally Zappos able to thread the needle and get what he's looking for. And that is my cell phone alarm going off, so Jason, take it away.
It sounds beautiful. But either way, we did actually have this matchup happen yesterday, though, in the upper bracket finals, where we took pretty much just 3 games is all it took for NiP to take this victory against the Helsinki Reds. It was Route 66, Hollywood, and Lijiang Tower. We will be seeing Lijiang Tower and Route 66 in the map pool yet again. But that's more towards the end, though. That's actually the last 2 maps of the map pool. But either way, Ruape being actually pressured quite heavily. Mafu up to 90 charge, able to help take him down with the help of Himsy. Not really a chance you're going to survive after this one. And so far, it's just a bloodbath. I think Helsinki Reds, I think it stands for the blood that they're bleeding currently in this match, because NiP are just walking all over them.
Well, one thing that Hex brings up a lot when we talk about NiP, and it's very true here, is that NiP is one of the most aggressive teams in the game. They go out of their way to take fights on their terms, and the only way of dealing with it is to engage on them before they engage on you. But difficult task to do indeed, and look at how well set up NiP is for this next fight here, Jason.
I mean, I can only give like some criticism just because of the fact that you have Zappos on the low ground instead of the high ground, but I mean, the Graviton Surge and the way NiP are playing right now, they're allowed to get away with maybe some missteps or misplays in this kind of situation. But then again, he's staying close to his team, which makes it a little bit harder for Exceed to take him down. And they get another pretty much solid wipe here. So, Helsinki Reds, and they go back to the drawing board. 20% left to go here on this first point. And with the Nano Visor already ready to go, I don't know if they're going to have what it takes to take this point back.
They do have at least somewhat equivalent resources here, but it's going to be difficult. This is their final shot of turning this round around, or they will be losing this round. But here we go. Prettywise coming in with the Graviton Surge. Going to pull in 2 immediately. Sets up Woomera for that big bang. Woomera gets Himsy from that. Only kill here thus far. We have a nail boost, and Tracer is immediately taken out by 76. Zappos coming in there. Does not care about how charged up your Tracer is. And the rest of NiP able to swarm in and finish off the last few remaining kills. So initiation coming out here from the side of Reds, not going to be enough.
And it just doesn't seem like Mafu even cares about having any health, because he's sat in about 20 HP for the longest time in that fight, even blocking out the Earth Shatter for himself at least with his own personal shield. And that'll be the first point of Ilios going over to NiP. Now, let's be blunt here, ZP, because I feel like we're in a situation where we should be. NiP are probably considered hands down the favorites in this series. The fact you've already seen them play once against each other, NiP is also one of the best European teams. And teams have not been able to figure out how to beat NiP necessarily, but if we were to look on the side of Helsinki Reds, where would you kind of put the effort to be in? Like, who would need to really have a standout performance here?
Well, I think certainly to deal with NiP, normally for teams you'd say, oh, just have a better DPS game. I think it's more on their tanks right now, where you're going to have to put it on players like Ruape and Prettywise to have the tank games of their lives to deal with how aggressive and how in-your-face the NiP tanks are. The NiP is defined by their tank game, and we saw in part in that last round just how aggressive they can be in setting up the rest of their team.
Well, we do have the Widow v Widow battle at least coming in here between Mafu and Exceed, which we did have Exceed do just earlier on and yesterday up against NC Esports, but neither Widowmaker has really been able to connect with Zappos and Himsy. So this is one of the few times we're not seeing NiP play the triple or quad tank setup, and it's not seeming to be going too well for them actually. Now that I look at it, the kill feed has been pretty much all red.
You have to go really far back to find the time where NiP was regularly not running at least triple tank. They ran triple tank before it was meta, and obviously it served them as it has been meta, but for now they're sticking with the setup here, which involves a Widowmaker and a Genji, so we'll see if Mafu can get a little bit of revenge here, but Himsy tries to go forward, immediately gets bopped by Epix, and NiP thus far definitely looking a lot more mortal when not running the triple tank setup.
It's something Hex and I talked about quite a bit, is that when you do have Widows, it's so important to have that control of the point, which allows you to play further back and get off a lot more free shots. Whereas attacking, you're kind of too clumped together, and the focus is too much in your direction before you can actually hit too many of these bullets. But so far, Mappa at 91% on his ultimate, they're actually able to jump in with Frag straight for Exceed to take him down, and Zappos getting slept, then smacked down as Mappa's trying to support from the back.
This is some really old school Mafu action. There was a point where he was defined by playing Widow in almost every game. Gets the first 2 kills here, but it's still not clean here for NiP. In fact, Woomera able to get to the back line, takes down Mafu, and Exceed Hardy back in and finds Himsy once more. So NiP despite a few decent early picks there from Mafu, not really able to put it all together, and Red's playing much better here against the less than conventional NiP lineup.
Mafu, though, he does have an in for side up, so Exceed's going to be really hard for him to go for a clean pick. You're going to see Mafu